Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Folge von Let's Play Skyrim Legendary Edition. Ja, und wir gehen einfach mal hoch zu unserem netten Barbaren. Was macht ein Dedra da? Ein Dremora meine ich. Und hallo.
Was braucht ihr, Augenweide?
Helgets Erzählung. Was? Orkischer Kriegshaber der Flammen. Natürlich darf ich das alles mitnehmen.
Ja?
Was gafft ihr so? Vorsichtig!
Was ist denn hier los?
Another traveler. Bother usually only sends Nords up here so that I might maim them and feed their carcasses to the wolves. Or maybe he's seen the error of his error-prone ways. Maybe he wants Odravos to have company to wine and feast and drink to Sanguine's honor.
Batero is doing what? I should kill you right now, monster. Dravos, is that your name? Batero is doing what?
Why slaughtering Nords? At least that's what he thinks he's doing. It fills him with an emotion that I can only describe as glee, because, well, that smile of his, it leaves me at a loss for words. And while he's full of glee now, imagine if he knew this was all a charade. Why, I dare say he'd be rather unfulfilled.
What sort of charade are we talking about here?
The kind where you have a seat, drink some wine, and enjoy the view. When you wish to leave, the invisibility potion on the table will allow you to slip past Bothru unnoticed. Or, you may seek to confront him and convince him of his folly, although I would advise against it, as he's not the most pleasant person to talk to.
What does the Prince of Debauchery want with Batero?
To make him a tool of merriment, of course. Think of us all as a part of a single drunken revel. Each attendee contributes to the overall joy. When a person such as Bothru enters the room with this special brand of gloom, bitterness, and hate, it brings the entire party down. So why not make him a doorman? The one who stands outside the party and checks invitations and knows not what goes on inside.
And for those who attend the party, what should we expect to find?
Up here is the roof where happiness was invented, where plates dance with spoons, where the shine met the sun and the light met the stars. And this is the roof where reservations choke and die, where the scantily clad are merry and glad, and our throats burble with wine.
Happiness was invented here. I never would have guessed, obwohl, wenn man sich die Leute anguckt. How sad. I'm sure Batero will rather enjoy this night. Happiness was invented here. I never would have guessed.
Well, not literally, of course, but there was another time and another place very much like this, when mortals first discovered happiness.
Achso, ja. You don't serve Bewohnes Dagon.
Oh, I did. I was once a member of the Kinvil caste, roaming the Deadlands in search of things to destroy. Yet it all changed when I was summoned to the mortal plane, not by a conjurer, but by a man carrying a large staff shaped like a rose. And this old man, he wanted me to crush bandits. Something about his son being killed and molested or beaten to death by them. Real boring stuff. Only these bandits didn't fight like bandits. Didn't look like him either. And they all owned wine cellars.
Okay. What happened next?
I started getting these weird tingling feelings. What mortals call free will? Sure, it went against everything I had ever been taught or stood for. But I was tired of learning and wanted to sit down. So I slew the old man, only to see him rise up out of the ground all shiny. Like some sort of skin wraith filled with gold. Turns out his name wasn't Old Man after all. It was Sanguine, and he offered me a beer.
So you are still bound to your master's will. Beer, you say? I would follow him to the ends of the earth. Ich will wissen, was dann passiert.
You would not be disappointed. When you follow the Prince of Debauchery, you follow joy incarnate. Sanguine is the extra layer of frosting, even when your mind says it's now 3 layers past sensible. He's the 5th bottle of beer after the 2nd made you vomit, and a trip to the brothel house, even after the last time left you diseased. We give tribute to Sanguine, we give tribute to excess, and all the bliss that comes with it.
Ja, also er ist eher ein Master von Sanguin. Sanguin war aber der netteste von allen, von denen wir bisher kennengelernt haben, von daher ist es nicht so schlimm. What does Sanguin ask of you?
I live how I want, which is what he demands. To make love, not war. Only making love isn't as easy as, say, baking a pie. It's more like baking 2 pies, when you only have room for half a pie. So to wash down both pies, you have to drink. Ale, beer, mead, and wine. Exactly in that order. Drinking's more fun when you do it alphabetically. In any case, that's what serving under Sanguine's like. Only everyone's naked.
Ja, was? I've met Sanguine, but everyone at the party was closed. Pies, buns, nudity, sounds good to me. That made absolutely no sense. Nein, wir müssen natürlich mit unserem Triumph kommen. I've met Sanguine.
Well, of course, everyone starts out clothed. It's no fun being naked otherwise.
Ja. What's Bethesda like when he's angry?
When he gets real ornery, his voice will yell the sort of expletives that make horses stand on their back legs and the bards forget their ears. Moons plummet from the sky, and seas will boil with such fury, they'll have to create a new divine to explain the phenomenon. Rabbits will forget how to fornicate, the clouds will forget how to rain, and Ragnar will find his head just to cover his ears. With a single rant, poor Bothrú can accomplish all these things, yet he can't bring himself to smile.
Exactly what are you doing up here? Is this some sort of party? Well, if Bethesda doesn't come up, it means more ale for the rest of us. I'm telling the elf right now of your betrayal and... Wait, is that a fresh pie? I must rinse my eyes with healing potions after witnessing this debauchery. Nein. Hier sind auf jeden Fall die Möglichkeit da, zumindest diese ersten beiden Optionen zu wählen. Die sind nicht beleidigend. Exactly what are you doing up here? Is this some sort of party?
Some sort of party? Are you trying to make me angry? Are there not spirits to drink? Ladies to dance with? Orcs? If this isn't a party, I'd like to attend the parties you go to and bow to the person who throws them.
Er sagt wirklich throw? Also eine Party schmeißen? Ich hätte jetzt gedacht, das ist irgendwie so ein anderes Wort. Well, if Bethesda doesn't come up, it means more ale for the rest of us.
More ale, more food, more beautiful weather to enjoy? Looks like all the clouds are too busy circling Bothrú's head.
Jo. Why is Bothrú trying to kill Nords?
Why else? The man hates fun. It's a disease that inflicts a lot of folks who don't worship Daedra. To them, fun is like encountering a caveman. It looks warm and fuzzy, but it'll rip your head off and use your neck as a waste bucket. To them, fun is like finding inventive ways to kill yourself. To that I say, death is a small price to pay.
Why is it?
Well, fun can expand to a great many things. Fun can be taking a bath in a cauldron of warm mead, or eating sweet rolls off a tavern wench's bosom. Fun can be riding your horse down a mountain, or pushing it off one if you prefer. Fun can be killing 7 bandits or corrupting 1 priest. Whatever it is and whatever you're doing, the only question that's important is this. Are you having fun? And tell me the answer to that, and I'll tell you whether or not you should kill yourself.
Looks like you're having plenty of it. Fun. Poor Bethesda, we should divide him up. I love this place. I'm staying here forever. Your carousing is absent and must stop immediately. Just tell me where the beer is and get out of my way. I don't think the whole lot of you are better off dead. Looks like you are having plenty of it. Fun.
That we are. I'm surprised everyone still has their clothes on, but it's early.
Ja. Ey, das ist wirklich Sanguin und der Typ ist anscheinend wirklich der Meister aller Partys. So, poor Beteo, we should invite him up.
I don't think that's a good idea. In fact, it's a terrible idea. Pretty much the worst idea ever conceived.
Oh.
If there were a conjuration spell that could summon all the terrible ideas in the world and rank them according to terribleness, yours would be first.
Okay. Aber da sind noch mehr ein paar Dialoge, die interessant scheinen. Nämlich... I love the place. I'm staying here forever.
You're welcome to, but only if you're willing to follow the rules. No, I'm kidding. There are no.
Das kann auf deiner Party auch nicht der Fall sein. Ich habe mich schon gewundert. So, was gibt's denn noch? Da waren schöne Dialogoptionen. Ja, nein, das ist beleidigend und wir wollen ihn ja nicht umbringen. Just tell me where the beer is and get out of my way.
There's wine on the table and on the floor. The beer's mostly in my stomach, but I'm sure you can find a few drops in someone's tongue.
Ja, den hole ich auch noch raus. Ich weiß, was der will oder damit andeuten will. I think the whole lot of you are better off dead.
Oh, come on, that's bothering time. Strange that he's using your mouth to say his words. In any case, some liquor will wash that right out.
Ja, what's Kinval?
Well, Dremora have what you call a caste system and what I call ancient history. But if you're curious, there's different levels of rank based on strength. At the bottom, you have your churls and caitiffs. At the top, your Markanaz and Vulcanaz. In the middle are Kinvul, Kinreeve, and Kinmarcher. Now, as far as mortals are concerned, the bottom tier are the ones most commonly summoned, because they're the easiest to buy. The top ones are the strongest, so they curry the most favor with Lord Dagon. But as you can clearly see, those of us in the middle are the handsomest of the three.
Ja, dann join ich mal hier der Party, ne? Ah, ein bisschen Wein, oh, leere Weinflaschen. Ein Bier! Wir müssen uns natürlich auf dieser Feier noch ein bisschen besaufen.
Ja.
Aber die sind alle noch angezogen. Das ist nein, das kann man nicht. Na klar.
Ja.
Ein Apfelkuchen. Na toll. Noch ein Bier. Was habe ich hier? Ah, Lauch. Dachchen.
You came down the steps. What happened up there? How did you manage to survive?
Naja, so schwer war das nicht. Dwarves and I had a little talk. Dwarves is cheerier than I expected. Actually, there's some sort of party going on upstairs tonight. Dwarves and I had a little talk.
Talk? What in oblivion is he doing talking to people? What if you were a Nord? We can't afford to let any of the snow apes loose. Come to think of it, you were up there for some time. What exactly did Dravos tell you? Whatever it is, I'll have you know my conscience is clear.
How did you manage to summon Dravos?
I was at the Bee and Bob in Lifton, plotting my next course of action, and met a man by the name of Sandwiven. After a few bottles of mead, I told him my plan to rid the world of snow apes once and for all. Surprisingly, he offered to help. But first, he wanted to play a game. If I managed to solve his riddle, he told me he would provide me with a powerful weapon to attain my goal. With nothing to lose, I accepted his challenge. In the end, the riddle proved rather easy to solve. 4 stands on 4 legs in the morning, 10 legs during the day, and is stood upon at night.
Das, komm, die Antwort kennt doch jeder. Jeder. Das ist das Rätsel der Sphinx. Ist Spider? Nein. Endagonien? Nein. A Chair? Nein. A Khajiit? Mensch. Ja, würde ich sagen, Endagonien.
Argonians do make fine boots to stand in, but walk on 2 legs during the day, 3 if you count the tail. The answer is a dirty Khajiit thief. It crawls on all fours as a kitty, stands on its toes as it attempts to steal your coin purse, and dies a worthless rug under your feet.
What was the reward for solving the riddle?
Sam handed me a scroll. He said if I used it, I could summon a bound Dremora to this realm.
Hat er mir doch auch gegeben.
I wasn't sure if I believed him, but it wasn't something I could try in the middle of a crowded city, so I headed west to this watchtower. There were a couple of orc bandits guarding the entrance. I decided they would make a good test for my Dremora.
And what happened next?
Sure enough, the scroll worked, and the Dremora quickly dispatched of the Orsimer, and I waited patiently at the bottom of the hill. When he didn't return, I walked into the tower to find him on the rooftop drinking a bottle of ale. There's something funny about this Dremora. He doesn't respond to all of my commands, or any of them for that matter. It made no difference to me as long as he kills the bloody snow monkeys I sent upstairs. Only now I'm starting to wonder.
To be honest, I don't think Dravos has killed anyone. You shouldn't worry. To be honest, Dravos tried to kill me, but I escaped. No. I don't think Dravos has killed anyone.
What? You mean to tell me it isn't just you? Every single one of those bearded hawkers I've sent to him is alive? No, impossible! This is the only exit to the watchtower. You're the liar, stranger. You're the one not to be trusted.
Neben der Tatsache, dass er eigentlich auch die auch runterspringen können, aber das macht ja nichts. You must have had a bad experience upon entering Skyrim.
My experience here in Skyrim has conformed precisely to my expectations. People say the only difference between a Nord and a sack of manure is the sack. That is an unforgivable insult to manure. Crops grow from manure that replenishes the soil, and when I drop a load of manure in a bucket, it's generally a pleasurable experience.
Ein Erdbeben! In den Türraum! Oh Gott, oder unter den Tisch. Ach du Scheiße. Oh Gottes Willen, oh Gottes Willen. Alles okay? Jetzt ist alles runtergefallen und so. Ja, Menu does have its use.
The Nords, meanwhile, were a blight on this land, drum-beating savages whose existence we'd accept if they weren't so sonic noisy. No sooner did I arrive in Windhelm when one such ornery icebard told me to go back to Morrowind. Like all other hornblowers that infest Skyrim, he was insistent this was Nord land when elves were here long before Ysgramor settled. Of course, Nord arguments are won by whoever shouts the loudest, and this one clearly had me bested in that regard. You don't need a dragonborn to tell me that shouting is a frost monkey's greatest weapon.
Yeah, seems like a rather poor justification for murder. Is that it? Did you even brawl this person? I suppose that's a good reason as any. Nein, that's it. Did you even brawl the person?
Brawl? What purpose would that have served? Do you mean to tell me I could tell you Secundo is a great big melon if I punched you in the face would make it so? That's an even dumber reason for winning an argument than shouting. At least shouting involves words. As expected in a land of nitwits, the Nords choose their leaders and their laws based on coin flips, fist size, and who can down the most mead.
Are you trying to kill Nords?
The Nords are a sensitive, insecure lot, overcompensating for their inferiority by treating Dunmer like second-class citizens. Ever since we've arrived from Morrowind, we've been insulted and derided, treated like the beasts the Nords undoubtedly are. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised the bloody Frostogers are oblivious to facts.
What facts are they not oblivious of?
We are the descendants of Charmir, acolytes of the prophet Veloth, wise folk who lived long before the age of men. Nords, on the other hand, are not even human, but likely the product of some unholy union between apes and hairless trolls. Nords are liars too, boasting of hospitality, warm fighters, and open arms. But why don't we ask the Grey Quarter just how welcoming Skyrim really is? As far as I'm concerned, the only way we can coexist is to eradicate their very existence. Unfortunately, unlike the Khajiit, I can't simply make them disappear by offering them a job. It takes a little more guile.
Ich gebe dir eine deutsche Übersetzung. Rassisten. Nord sind Rassisten. Quite whining. You don't see Agonians making a fuss. What's so bad about the Grey Quarter? You should watch your tongue. Some of my best friends are Nords. Nords are brave warriors. Not even a Dremora kills them all. But all Khajiits are thieves? Your talk is refreshing. Finally someone who says what we are all thinking. Ja, endlich!
You flatter me, but it requires no bravery on my part to tell the truth. And to think I was once naive enough to believe the lie. I scoffed when people told me the Nords are barbarians, the Argonians were smelly pond scum, and the Imperials were humorless bores. Only my altruistic nature was constantly thwarted by reality. Nords are indeed primitive beasts. Lizards smell and look like pond slime, and Imperials are stiffer than a male at his first brothel. And no, I don't care if you find that insulting, as facts have no bias.
Jo, da müssen wir nicht mehr machen. Das ist einfach die Wahrheit. You really hate Nords, don't you?
I once offered a Nord 100 septims to smash 10 bottles of ale over his head. When he agreed, I smashed 9 and left without paying a single coin.
You really hate Nords, do you?
Yes, which is precisely why I enjoy listening to their screams, the quiet roars. Sometimes I think I hear 2 or 3 at a time, which is impossible. But such is the depth of their pain that it rebounds across the walls.
Jo, würde ich sagen, machen wir hier einen Cut und bis dahin und tschüss.